All right, fellas. So what you just watched right there, yes, that was my max bench press. No, I'm not proud of it. Yes, I regressed a little bit, but it was a solid pause. It was a meat legal bench with a pause. Get over a second pause in the chest there with 245 or maybe about a second. To go back and watch the clip. But anyways, that's what you just watched. No one is nowhere near my current squat max, my current deadlift max. Not even close on those totals. But the best thing is, when you're this bad at something, you can always change. And I should, when it comes to proper programming now, make better progressions. My bench press has never been good. I got pretty long arms. And I mean, that don't help, but I have no excuses. That bench press is going to be over 300, guys. That's my next fitness goal. It has to match up with my deadlift. My deadlift has been insane lately too. I keep progressing on these bigger lifts with high numbers. My bench is way off, so that is the main goal. That's the main focus from now on. You know, technically sports performance, yes, I'm gonna improve my squat and my deadlift as well, but the main focus is bench press. And today I'm going to be taking you guys through a push day. We're gonna do legs. First off, when we get in there, I'm gonna squat to a near 1 rep max on front squat and on high bar. Right now I'm out here in my leggings. I'm gonna go get my shorts on. We're gonna hit the gym here in about 2 seconds, but after that we're gonna do bench press. And now what I've been doing lately with bench, my new philosophy is about the most simple thing you can possibly do. First off, we're doing pause bench, so we're pausing on the chest. For a good second, what we're doing is ramping 5x5s. So doing a 5x5 ramp up to a top heavy set of 5. And lately I've been trying to add 2.5 to 5 pounds to every set, every single workout. So I've been doing this 3 days a week. Let me see how far I can take this, because about a year ago I started doing this with my back squat. And I took my back squat from 315 for 5 to 370 for 5 in about, I'd say about 2 months. In about 2 months, you know, in about 4 months there, I added 100 pounds on my back squat and my 1 rep max. It was absolutely crazy. So I'm going to try to apply this with bench press, because technically when it comes to levels, certain weight you're lifting. So if you're a beginner lifter, you're still benching. Like technically I'm still kind of just, I kind of am just a very beginning intermediate lifter. I topped up the novice level, the novice phase of strength when it comes to standards of the bench press. Now I'm in the intermediate phase, and technically I can make very good progress. You know, when I was in the intermediate phase of my my back squat, and I made great progress. That's kind of the same concept. All right, so what I was trying to say there was a little bit confusing and is very misunderstood in the fitness industry. Now, if you are an advanced lifter, intermediate lifter, beginner lifter, it's not by how much time you've ever spent in the gym. Technically, I've been lifting for 7 years, almost 8. I should be advanced technically, which I am in some categories. But how you determine if you're advanced, intermediate, or beginner is not by time in the gym. It's by how much weight you lift, how much weight you can move on certain lifts. And it's all dependent on the lift. So a 500-pound squat, that's advanced. A 600 deadlift, that's advanced. Intermediate. So the way I put it, with my bench press, I am technically an intermediate lifter. I've been doing the bench for a long time. That doesn't mean I'm advanced. I can only max out 245 as a very intermediate number. Now 225, that's about as high as it gets. Once you can get 225 for 1 at least, if not a couple reps, you've graduated the beginner phase. Once you get it for 1, you're at like the top of novice lifters when it comes to the bench press. And in terms of training, that is why you call somebody an intermediate lifter or advanced or a beginner, because different techniques, different styles of training apply to these lifters. That's why a guy who's a beginner, technically say you can only bench 180, he's not going to benefit from a program designed for guys that can bench 300 pound plus. I mean, that's not going to work. And the same goes for all different lifts. And that's why it's very important to realize where you're at. Because guess what? And also, if you don't have proper programming as a beginner, which you have to stay conscious of this, you will not make good results. And beginners gain the fastest. If you want to max out your gains, you know, as a beginner lifter, you have to be training in the most optimal manner in order to make it that new truck. You got to be trained in the most optimal manner to get the best possible results, which you want to be doing. And it's very, very important to be conscious of where you're at. For that reason. So anyways, that's why I want to say I'm an intermediate bencher. This little upper body and these massive thunder thighs. But anyways, we're going to go to the gym now without further ado. All right, workouts cannot be complete without, oh shit, a little bit of Colombian black coffee, plain black coffee. See, it's currently 6:21. Don't want to go anything too crazy on the pre-workout side of thing. I like caffeine. Caffeine's my main thing. Get strength up. You know, pump stuff's cool and all, but you know, technically need it. Anyways, just want to throw that in there. Let's go. There. Oh, there we go. Look at that style. Hair coming out of a hat. Hair coming out of a hat. That's going to add about... Hair coming out of a hat here. It's add about 10 pounds to all your lifts. Remember that. For the gym, maybe hair coming out of a hat like this. Yeah, you got me. Alright, so as you can see here, we are just warming up a little bit of front squat. I already did my back squat with just a plate on each side. Now, one thing people need to realize, what I realize, is you don't need to do all these crazy warm-ups when it comes to squatting or any other lift. You don't need to be on the treadmill. You don't need to be walking too long. You don't really need to do any of the dynamic warm-up type stuff. What I personally do, if I do anything, is a couple air squats, maybe a couple lunges, a couple Cossack squats, and I go straight into squatting. I just start light, and you work your way up. So personally, what I do is 135 for 5. Today we're doing the front squats, but then I go to 225 for 5, then 315 for 3, if not 1. You know, usually 3 though. But anyways, today, so as you can see, just mixing it up there. I did 225 for 3, I think, on the front squat, and 3 with the back squat. So now what I decided to do, instead of hopping the back squat, warm up with 315, and we're going straight to 315 on the front squat, I decided to go with 225 right there. Or 275 right there for a single. Then we amp it up to 295 here for a single. Went up pretty good, and now we are going right now with 325, the highest I've ever attempted on a front squat. And literally about a month ago, before I started high bar, I was failing 315. Just goes to show how much that variation switch changes, and now you can hear me talk. All right, so you can see there. I just make sure this camera's working. You can see there, there's a PR. We just hit 325 on the front squat for new 1 rep max. Now I don't even know if this is my true max. It felt heavy though. It felt heavy enough. It felt smooth. I know there's more in the tank, but there you go. There's another little 10 pound increment within the last, I'd say, 2 to 3 weeks, which is good. But you want to improve. Now I'm gassed. But anyways, now we're just gonna hit a couple more back squats. And maybe we'll take this up to about 430 for a single to high bar. Then we'll get over to my arch nemesis, the bench press, here in a second. But anyways, super happy, super excited, especially at the fact that I only had 6 hours of sleep last night. But yes, front squat's working good. These boys are getting fired up. And the thing is too about front squat can improve so many other lifts, not just variations of squats and things like that, but your deadlift and things like, because there's so much core strength required on a front squat. It's not even funny. But anyways, that's it. Here we go. Let's get some high bar reps in. Let's ramp up to another single. Call her good. We'll hit the bench. All right, so as you can see there, I just talked about stuff and how other squat variations directly correlate to other squat variations. They help in other ways. The front and the high bar have been really helping my core strength. So as you can see here, now we're doing our high bar singles. I just did one with 315. Now we're doing one with 385 here. And the 385 moves decently well. Could have been quicker. And at this point is when I decided I'm not going for an actual PR today. I was going to try for 430. I kept it at 410. Moved it decently well right here, as you'll see. But the main thing is it's hard to hit a PR on 2 lifts in the same day, especially when they're of the same variation. So if you're, back squatting, front squatting for a single, like a PR, a heavy single like this is acceptable. You can do that, but an actual PR in the same day is pretty tough, especially if you want to be able to perform anything after. So I backed off from that. So now we're over on to my worst lift. The loser over there warming me up with plate on each side. So anyways, we're going 5 reps right here. And what we did on this set of bench, which I ain't doing anymore because I need more volume, this is more of a strength peaking type method. I'm doing ramping 5x5. Actually today in this workout was a 4x5. As you see, my first set was with 135 for 5. Now we're right here, it was just 165 for 5. Now we're at 185. We do 5. And really what this is one heavy working set. There's only one set that's really strenuous, which will be this next one here. And these other 3 are used as warm-ups for that set, just priming the nervous system, getting the joints lubricated, all that jazz, getting the movement pattern down. So then we hop over here to 215. And what we do right here is this for 5. Now, if you do a lot of volume, after I go for like, I'd say a month or two on a volume phase, this method works great for peaking strength. This is what I did with my squat, and it worked great. Ramping 5x5 method right there. As you can see, it was a very slow 215 with pauses, but that's what it was. So now we hop into our volume, and we're doing 2 sets of 8. I think here with inclines, I'm probably using like 65s or 70s. Just getting those done with great exercise for the chest. Right here, I have the bench at 45. To my understanding, maybe that's a 30, but anyways, usually I keep it at a 30 because it isolates the chest more with less shoulder. But dumbbells are great. Do them. Definitely a great assistant exercise. Now we're moving over to tricep skull crushers. Now these, I think we do 2 sets of 12. Now what I wanted to say about all my accessory work is I keep it within 2 to 3 sets, in the 8 to 12 range and the 6 to 10 range, somewhere in there. The majority of your strength gains, of your size, of what you should put focus on in your workout should be your compound lifts. Your accessories should complement those lifts. As we're going for, our main goal here is to improve our bench press. As you can see, we're doing a lot of chest and triceps here because those are the 2 primary movers of the bench press. Shoulders are another main thing. Those are coming up here, and I'll talk about that in a second. But as you can tell, I don't really do too much for legs. My legs just literally grow, and a lot of people don't. You don't need to do too much for legs other than squat. I'm not too interested in getting my legs as big as they possibly can be. So the extra like 10% of gains I get from doing, leg presses and things like that. Personally, I have no use for them. I want to be athletic with my legs. I want to be strong with my legs. My legs already look good, so I'm not really worried about that. So I never do any leg exercises other than, maybe a glute ham raise, squat variations, and deadlifts, and they grow fine. And a lot of people should focus on that more. But now, as you see, I'm doing overhead shoulder presses, double shoulder presses seated, which I never do because it's better to do them standing with a barbell because you get better core activation, better growth overall. I just needed to get some volume in there, so I threw in 2 sets of 8 with those. Now right here, as you can see, we're doing some rear delt exercises, band pulls, isolating the rear delt, getting that in. Now rear delt's something you do like 1 set of 20, 2 sets of 20 periodically throughout the week because they're a very neglected muscle. But anyways, guys, that was the workout for me there. So pretty much 2 compound movements, emphasis on the compound lifts. Then we focus on some accessory works that complements those lifts to get better at those lifts. Right now I'm just looking at myself in the mirror like usual. And yeah, guys, that is the workout. So let me know if you guys like these videos, if you want to see more. I know some of the editing of this video was hard to hear. It didn't look as good. I'm not as proud as I should be with this one. But anyways, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe. See you in the next video.